What's up? Something black going on? Neighbor across the street, first time, says hello to me, but he's way across the street. We don't just live 10 feet away, we're like 200 feet away. Hey, buddy, what's happening? I go, everything's cool, man. I go, cold like shit outside. But where's the moon tonight? He says, it's hiding behind your building. And then all of a sudden I read something. It said, you know what? I'm thinking of praying to Satan. This is what it said. It was the caterpillar sent me a message. He says, I'm thinking of praying to Satan. He says, I'm not sure yet. So I'm thinking. Like, what has Satan given me so far? Because every time I pray to Satan, never works out. Never works out. He says, at least with God, I'm still living another life. I haven't got much, but at least I'm up for something. But with Satan, no matter what you do with Satan, the minute you get it, it's never enough. I won, but it wasn't much. I got it. That's all I got. I mean, every time you go with Satan, you get to the point where that's all you need, and all of a sudden you ain't got enough. That's the difference between Satan and God. You see, with God, you're not sure where you're going to begin with. You get somewhere, you're not sure where it is, and you're too tired to know if you have enough, so you figure it's over. Thank God. But when it's Satan, you're young and you're running and you want a little bit of everything because there's action. And when it's a little sweet, got a little salt on top of it, chocolate in to ride you for the long ride. You know what I'm saying? Because you got you up the acid, it got you on the chocolate. Then they tell you to drink that pissy yellow juice. Yeah, man, what does Satan bring for me? He says, say 10. 10. He said, say it again. I said, 10. He said, say it again. And now he's laughing at you. Look at these guys saying it again and saying it again. They can't get off their own feet with coming down to the church and going, hey, Jesus. You see, coming down to the church is supposed to say, hey, I can't get off my feet. Look at all these people who think there's something higher up. But there's nothing higher up in this world unless you push yourself to go higher, to make yourself satisfied with yourself. And as long as you don't demonetize, that would be more like cash. As long as you don't wipe out the system. Do you know what I'm saying? Enough is enough. Sometimes it's too tough. You strive as far as you can go. And then you have to know enough is enough. But never give up. But it's a sign of faith, even if you arrive a little late. Say it again is actually 16 and 10. Size in French. It's all a combination of playing with the words. It doesn't mean much because it's going from one to the other one, and we didn't hear much, but all of a sudden something happened bad to all of society that we should feel terrible and give everything up. In the sense of, it's not fair. It's not true. There's one person who came out and demonetized the whole nation. All you have to do is put one guard in school. You don't have to eliminate the armed forces. And in high school, if the kids say, we don't want it, and it's 50-50, then you put it in. Certain things at 40-50 or 40-60, you don't need. Sometimes half and half is good enough to say no. And sometimes half and half means go. I bet you I have a 5-year-old kid. I'm saying put a policeman in the courthouse. I mean inside the school. But I don't need it monitored by the Society of the Federal Government to start monitoring each school. Like, we need the federal governments. We can't do it town to town. Isn't it fun when you can monitor your own self? You want someone else to come over to your house because the guy's not cleaning your snow properly? You want your husband to come home and want everybody, oh, let's follow him because he's cheating on me. What is this marriage thing? When did it come in? What does marriage mean? Why doesn't it just say, well, for some reason, let me tell you one thing. I got separated, never married, okay, and not divorced either. But I says, that's it. I had a child with you, and here's the money it's going to cost. I'm going to help you out, no problem. It's the only thing I'd say, that if two people get together, in order to bring up the child properly, you don't have two parents who are arguing in the house all the time. Or do you have the two parents arguing in the house all the time? My joint ended. Barack Obama, 43. JFK, 34. Christ, 77. Hot and cold, 77. These lottery tickets, I didn't win on my lottery ticket. And not winning means somebody's going to lose. If I would have won, it means someone's going to win, but nobody won. That's the way I see it. And this ticket on the bottom says Marshall. On the top it says Lad 6. We are all Lad 6, and they want to bring in Martial Law. Look, Musquero. How often would you have this Musquero when it's not saying New World Order, Esquardum, or whatever you want to call it? I know it's a little off, but you won't find it right away. You just won't. You won't see it. You don't see what I see. Here's the letter V. See the V? It's an L. It's an L with an impartial letter. But if you ever looked at Kellogg's, right? Kellogg's has the same design in this. K and an L in the same word, which actually looks like a K and a B for Lad 6. But I know there's something coming over. There's a Quattro, there's a Quadro, there's a Bronze, there's a Phi, a Tie. I can't explain what they are. And it's Spanish, something Spanish. So I couldn't tell you what it is or when it's going to come. But if I ever talk about something's going to happen and it doesn't happen within 10, let's say 2 weeks, less than 14 days, forget it. Just forget it. And I really don't like to take guesses on something's going to happen. But I bought those tickets because it looked like it was just too coincidental the way everything was. And then this happened. You see the bird, the eye, the nose, the little head here? This came off the ground. It wasn't a bird to stand with. But his stripes are falling off as he's trying to make the heel. Almost reminds me of Denver. Like Denver for me is communications. Denver is not in the Super Bowl. Who is in the Super Bowl is the Ravens. The other team, I forget. Well, the Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. So we'll keep it this short. Raphael 7286. Would I worship Satan? Hey man, we're in a game right now. Screw who Satan is and all these people. It's the people. I mean, if somebody goes and worships Satan and then he's evil himself, well, don't blame it on Satan. Because Satan is Satan. Everybody knows about Satan. Okay? But who's evil is there? Who's ever acting evil now? Don't blame it on anything. He's evil. That's it. He has no excuse. As long as he's saint to understand it, he has no excuse. He's evil. We all know what evil is. A, B, or C. Either you're evil or you're not evil and you're good. That's B and C. Evil just gets one answer. Good gets two answers. Good always gets two answers. There's always, in the house of good, okay, it's 2 out of 3. The best of 3. It's a quotidienne. Best of 3. The other part we're not going to count because you're alive. We don't need to give you all the numbers who you are because you're of the 9 birth. You're of the one spirit and the one soul. If you would call in and pull, we'd put you at 4, and at the same time you're thinking, we'd say you're 6. Together you'd be 10-10 of the 10-10 of the 10-10, 10-10 to 10-10. You are all over 10, except when we get to 11 and 12. Now you're only 10%, only a piece of what you are, because if you're whole here, you're part there. But if you're running in part, you wouldn't be here to start with, so you wouldn't be anything at all except for part usage of the spirits. The 10% of the mind, Raphael 7286, from the constellation of Pegasus. I want to thank you for watching the whole 8 minutes and 55 seconds. Thank you very much.